I was like,
and then
PUBG has guns too. Does that
they tried to pretend they stood behind the idea that in the lore Tarkov is a no-fly zone. You can go yourself,
dude.
Officially,
unreal.
Because oh shit. Okay, I'm someone who's gonna like break the Geneva Convention and do all sorts of war crimes, but no fly zone,
no fly zone, fan. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast, a show dedicated to talking about all the poggers things in life, like music, content creation, and video games, with a heavy focus. Oh, I almost got all the way through it, and then I messed it up.
Almost made
Dude,
it, man.
I did the same. It's the same word that got me last time.
You're not allowed to stop. This is in. This is part. Keep this in the recording.
This is it. With a heavy focus on Escape from Tarkov, I'm Jessekazam. I just skipped right over it. Now you go, Veritas.
Oh, I want to see if I can get this on the audio.
Oh,
that was
Could
good.
you hear it?
I got it.
Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah.
I wanted to say cheers. I'm Veritas. The guy who fucks up the intro right after
most of
Jesse
the time.
Does.
That was me today.
Whoa, what the fuck? Most of the time I fuck it up. Okay, anyway. And we're here with the homie, the legendary TweaK. How's it going, brother? Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it, bud.
Hell yeah. Thanks for having me. I hope I can provide something of worth here. I don't know what we're talking about, but I'll try and have some hot takes on it, I guess.
Something handsome to look at, if nothing else.
I'll take it. Thank you. The compliments are few and far between for me, so I'll take it.
Yeah. So how have things been for you guys in the last couple of days in Tarkov land? Because I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone, but for a reason maybe not potentially obvious.
Really?
Yeah. How's it been for you gentlemen?
Well, TweaK, I know you've been live, so how's today been?
Pretty good. I started off today with I think just under 2 mil, and I just finished up there 20 minutes ago, up over 13 mil. So it's been a pretty good fucking day.
What kind of what?
Whoa! How much of that did you sell from other days, or is that all today?
No, that's all today. Yeah, all today.
Did you find
where did it come from?
I think I died once. No, I died twice today. I lost 2 M4s and then I ran RPKs, and I don't know, I just shit on people. I guess the RPK, I was just feeling it. Yes.
Tell me everything. Tell me everything.
Shoreline?
What map? What?
Shoreline, of course. Yeah.
Latitude, longitude.
Yeah. I mean, I did find a couple of LEDXs, but a lot of the money did come from gear from people, which was nice.
Wow.
I honestly, after the Punisher tournament, I was fully sure that I was going to get on, probably die 4 times and then just become a League of Legends streamer until the patch drops. But no, today actually went pretty good. It was one of those good days. I needed it. It was definitely a little bit of a confidence booster.
It's wild how you can just the stars align, you're feeling warmed up, the netcode's feeling good, whatever, and just one day can turn. And that's what Tarkov, right? One good day can turn around a whole week of bad days, and you're like, this is a good game, and you're just have a bunch of fun. Yeah.
I tell people all this all the time. There is no other video game in existence that can just just make a Friday feel like a Monday, just as consistently as Tarkov can. It still
can make your birthday. Mind. It can make your birthday feel like fucking. Oh God, I can't remember what the thing is called. Jury duty day. That's what I meant to say.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, it's fucking bad. So when you find LEDXs in Shoreline, because I think I've maybe made it out with I almost always die. Do you tend to continue? If you find it in the first room, are you kind of thinking making my way out, or because that's the only thing that I actually care about surviving with having it in my game. Everything else is irrelevant because they're pretty close in value, but that goes from 1.5 mil down to less than a Bitcoin if you die.
Yeah. I mean, I play a bit differently. I'll just put it to you this way. If I go into a Shoreline raid and I find a red key card, I'm going to loot the entire resort before I leave. I don't give a shit. I'm going to stay. I don't care. It's more fun because now I know I have risk. Same when I find blue key cards. There was one time where I left the raid immediately with the blue key card.
He said blue key cards.
One time, but
I've never seen one of those in game ever.
I found 4 of them this patch on Shoreline.
The red key card is a myth. Changed my mind. It just doesn't exist.
I think I'm I could be like a little bit off here, give or take, like, I don't know, maybe 100 raids, but I feel like I'm about 1,300 raids deep on Shoreline at this point with no red keycard over the last 2 wipes, I think.
It's
so.
Twitch chat. It's Twitch chat is the problem, because just the number of people that come in and the size of the community, there's always somebody who's like, Pog, I just found the red keycard. I'm like, okay, sick. Like, I feel pretty good about it. Yet there's 9 million people that have been running.
Yeah.
And they're either that or they're totally lying, which is like a coin flip.
Oh yeah, most of them are lying for sure. But I mean, it is what it is.
I was playing with Geeks for a little bit yesterday, and he went into West 301, and he found a LEDX on the thing, a GPU in the computer, and a Red Rebel in the military crate. In that one room.
Jeez, that motherfucker should buy a lottery ticket.
Yep.
God damn.
He was like, I gotta go. And I was like,
That's
dude, just go. Yeah.
I would lock myself in a room because like you used up all your luck for the week.
100%, dude.
You're about to see a lot of exit campers on the way out of that raid for sure.
Dude. Maybe that's where all the 2020 has been such a shit year. All of the luck, all was for him for that one moment.
Dude,
that
and it was all in one
sense.
room. It was wild. It was pretty crazy. So,
and you can't be mad at him because he's Canadian, so.
I played Cyberpunk, and there was like 3 separate, discrete, randomized character things that ended up looking like geeks. Actually, there were like 3 that looked like geeks, and then 1 that looked like you, TweaK. I don't know why. I don't know what it was. Oh, you know what? It wasn't that it looked like you. It just had the same color hair and the same kind of style. I was like, oh shit,
fashionable guy. Yeah,
this is. Yep. Exactly.
So
you're ahead of your time.
There, man.
You're ahead of your time. So. 2077, man. That's gonna be everyone's gonna be rocking it.
You're gonna pay royalties. But yeah. So for me, for Tarkov, the last 2 days, because yesterday I finished a long form video, put that out. So in the middle, I was just doing some raids every now and then. I needed footage of the raid end screen, the like healing screen, and every single time I died, I clicked through too fast. And then I was like, I'm not gonna forget. I even put on like replay buffer while I wasn't even streaming yesterday, and I survived like 7 labs runs in a row, and it was without taking damage, so the screen never came up at all. I ended up having to like, it was. But then today's felt pretty good. There's been most of the times I died felt reasonable, but the last 2 days I sold everything that I had, because I spent like 4 days running factory just 10 hours straight because I wanted to try to max out search. The best, like the easiest way for me to do it in the most time efficient way was to just go into factory, kill like 4 dudes, clear it out, go up and do the safe and the filing cabinets and get out. Yeah. Because at that point you've pretty much like come close to maxing out the XP you're gonna get. And between all the dog tags I got from there and I filled 7 scav junk boxes full of I grabbed everything like cricket lighters, matches, every piece of junk I just grabbed from the filing cabinets, and it turned out to be 13 million.
Yeah, it adds up. Like it really does. Like if you collect all that shit, I can't be bothered myself, but like
I know I need
really
to.
Does.
I feel like it's one of those things where it's like anything is better than an empty cell if you're extracting. So going into the next wipe, that's something that I've actually kind of like, I need to have some sort of overarching challenge for myself to do, like not like hardcore challenge, but like this wipe, it was learn Shoreline, and now it's my favorite map and I run it all day, every day. And so I need to like get better at like looting everything and making money, because I feel like there's like millions and millions and millions of rubles get left on the table by over the course of a wipe, just having empty slots or not taking everything you could, especially when I took a step back the other day and I was just looking through the menus at some of the barters. Like there's some crazy good barters for like class 5 armors, class 5 armored rigs and stuff like that. And that if you're just keeping a few scav junk boxes that you fill, and when they're all full, you just go through, barter for a bunch of stuff and then sell the rest. Like there's like no downside, but I only loot guns, armor, and then like high value stuff. That's it,
dude. Everything. But here's the thing. Everything, and I learned this. This is something that like I'm reminded of constantly. But then I stop paying attention to flea market prices, so I forget. But then once I, end up doing something like this, I'm reminded. Where like everything everything has way more value than you would expect.
Yeah.
Like going through and I don't know, out of all of the cases, I had like, 100 cricket lighters and 100 things of matches and 100, like just 100, like 9 times 99 was like all the things I was selling on the flea market. And there was only like 4 or 5 things that weren't really worth selling on the market. Everything else was at least 5 to 8 times or more its base value selling to the traders on the market. Even like tape and bolts and all of that junk sells for ridiculous amounts. There was even some that I was wicked surprised at, like these like little with the USB ones. The USB ones might have been the ones that like were worthless. But even like matches and all this other crap, I'm like, holy fuck, these are worth 8 or 9,000 rubles, and I have 100 of them. Like, holy shit, that's a lot of money. Stuff adds up. So, but I was just reminded during that whole process about how fucking terrible selling is and prices are and everything. And it was perfect timing because I was literally, my video was uploading to YouTube. The video that I just put out, which was about was some quality of life improvement feature proposals, basically for 3 features. One of them being like the ability to quick sell. And it was literally uploading while I'm sitting here like selling. It took 2 hours to sell all that shit, and it's like it shouldn't have taken that long. Like there's no reason why, but it was a mixture of shitty UX and a bunch of bugs. Where like you sell, I use 4 out of the 4 of my slots, and then they all sell, but then it still says 4 out of 4. And I'm like, what the fuck? You have to like leave the game and come back, and then all of a sudden you get all your money and everything.
So when you're selling in turbo bulk, though, I've seen that before, but I get flack all the time because I never use the flea market. Like the only time I sell shit on the flea market is if I get a LEDX. Bro. And then literally everything else goes to vendors, and people are like, "Oh, do you not know you fucking make another 80K if you sold all that shit in the flea market?" It's like, motherfucker, do you want me to sit here for the next 15 minutes and sell every fucking thing that's found in raid here on the flea? Like, I can't be arsed. I just want to get into my next raid.
Bro, I do the same thing, and I get people all the time, even within the traders. Like somebody will be like, "Well, didn't you know that Jaeger sells that for more?" It's like, yeah, but everything else I'm already selling to mechanic. I'm just gonna sell it to mechanic. Like,
it's like, who cares?
Dude.
Like,
I'll pull like 5 things out that I think are worth more valuable on the flea market, and I'll do exactly what you said in your video. I'll be like, okay, I'll sell these on the market. I'll click on one. I'll see what therapist buys it for. Then I'll go to the market. This one's worth, and then I'm like, screw it, and I sell the rest. Like, even if I pull stuff aside, then I'm like, I'm gonna sell this on the market. I end up putting 2 things up and then just selling the rest because it's just,
It would be so sick if you went onto the flea market and you click like add offer, and then you're just looking at your stash screen and you just click everything that you want to sell on the flea market, and it just instantly posts it for like a ruble under the minimum price.
So I don't know if you got a chance. Did you get a chance to see the video? If not, I'll put a screenshot in here so you can see what
I love this UI. Or UX,
I didn't get a chance.
I don't blame you. I literally don't watch like any Tarkov content. That's not my own.
I was saying at the chat, I think I had it on for like 30 seconds the other day to put it into my history to watch it later. But this week I haven't had a chance to even like scratch my ass this week. So I just haven't had any time.
So that's the mock-up I had where you should be able to right click an item and do sell. And what I propose is that it brings up a menu that gives you all of the prices that all the traders will give for you, and then also it will pre-populate with like a ruble cheaper than the. Actually, I think I have the mock-up is it pre-populates with whatever the value of the cheapest item is right now, including the fee, so that you can see.
That's awesome. Yeah, I really like that. Holy shit.
Because then it especially early game, you can see who pays what for each item when you're trying to get trader rep, and then you can kind of just make that decision on the fly. It's like, I need Jaeger trader rep, but I know that mechanics buys this for way more, so I'll sell this to him, and then the next item you can do, it's just like, you save like 17 clicks even early game, you know what I mean? Even so, it's so good.
I love that. That's fucking beautiful. Do it, Nikita. Get in it.
Yeah, so I did that. I did that. I did the ability to save loadouts. I did what the mock-up and like what the implementation of the covers would be. And then the last thing I did was a new pre-raid. Basically, it was just like all the things that I have to do 8 billion times that I shouldn't, like, just assume that I'm going to do that every time. Make it so that if I'm going to do like the rare edge case where I'm going to use a weird kit and go into a map that I'm not used to going into, and I'm not going to insure, and I'm not going to repair, and I'm not going to heal, like, let me do those things. Yeah. But like hide those, or not hide them, but just like, I already clicked 19 times to do them. Why not make it so that I only have to click once to do the thing I do every time? So I have this is the proposal for, and I'll put these on screen in a second, chat. Proposal for the new screen for the going out,
the pre-raid screen,
that's
right?
Cool.
Yeah.
So like you can click on the map and then you just do insure all, and it'll insure everything. You do repair all, and now so the only thing there is that trying to figure out like if you'd wanted to repair guns and stuff right now, it like almost doesn't matter, but in the future it probably will. And then do full heal, and I propose doing the full heal because like we have all these skills right now that do our healing while we're in between raids, but it's made completely moot by the fact that you heal right after you die.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're not, I don't know if you get any XP or not, but either way, it's like, if you were to wait on that screen, the price is always going down, right? So if you're going to spend 10 minutes doing a loadout, you might as well have yourself heal up, and
there's even dedicated installments of the hideout, like the rest space, that really doesn't give you any value other than like faster healing, but it serves no purpose because you heal as soon as you're out of the raid. And so exactly, if even if it's only a minute or two spent, in the loadout, at least it gives some sort of value to it's healing me a little bit more in that time, and then it's cheaper. Yeah, it is crazy that it feels very out of place putting that right after a raid as opposed to right before a raid.
And there's even an option for it if you click into therapist and go to services or whatever. It's not even there, so it's like
it's because the feature was a total afterthought. It's the thing is that, and then this is kind of what I talk about so often, is that they think about the features that they want from like 10,000 feet, totally disjointed from the players and what it's like to be sitting in their chair. So like even this kind of thing, I sent it to Nikita, and I'm sure he was like, "Oh, interesting," and I'm sure like the significance is I feel like, and I love Nikita, I just feel like it's lost, most likely because unless, like, all it would take is for me to say, "Okay, Nikita, load up right now," and have him fucking click through 8 billion times, and then have him load up, and then I want to program this scenario so that it happens. So that he instantly dies to like shitty spawn. He spawns forklifts on factory, and there's a 3-man squad in glass hallway, and they just nade him, and then it's like, okay, now load up again. Then he's like clicking through the menus and going back and forth, and like, where do I go? And I literally went through, and in the video I did, I was like, this is a normal, like an average loadout process for me, and it was 3 minutes. It was 150 something clicks, and that was with 90% of my kit was already in my fucking inventory. I just had to get a couple of attachments and ammo, and then convert dollars to what, like, it was a pain in the ass, but it was 150 clicks. Whereas with my design, this actually didn't make it into the video because long story, but with my like proposed process, it ended up being, I think, 7 clicks. And it was like 18 seconds to get into a raid. You literally die, you go to your fucking home screen, you hit load preset, double click a thing, you look at the price of everything, you hit confirm, it loads everything out, it hotkeys everything, everything's where it needs to be, and then you go escape from Tarkov, click on the map
again.
And then you go die again. But at least it wasn't 20 minutes between your dying. It was
like, God, I can imagine that, like, for myself, I've got it down pretty quick to where, like, I know where all the usual shit that I buy is, and and usually, like, before stream, I'll try and like build guns so I don't have to use that fucking broken preset system to like build shit.
God,
I don't know what they did with that, but goddamn. But like, I can just imagine a new player, just like little Timmy, builds his first M4, dies, wants to build another one. He's sitting there for 40 fucking minutes before he gets into another raid.
He's got to pull up the wiki to look at the ergo and the recoil, and then he doesn't know which person has it, and he's going to go through all the other traders. I mean, it's like,
dude, it's
so funny.
It's painful.
Man, one thing as well, just before I forget, it just popped into my head. Why are we still in a world where, like, we can't click on a bullet and see how much damage and pen it does. We have to bring up a fucking spreadsheet. Like, why? Why is that a thing?
Yeah.
Like, please.
I have a feeling I know why. And
it's rough.
There's multiple aspects to it, but for me, my guess is that because what would happen is that what they do with the numbers is so convoluted 93% of the time that it would never make sense. Like, people think that if it's 50 damage and 30 pen and you shoot a level 3 thing, that it's gonna do 50 damage and it's gonna pen, but it's like, no, 11% of the time it's not going to pen, and when it does, it might do, it might only do 92% damage because of the materials on the armor, and so the numbers don't. And that was the video I did, one video before that, where I fucking quizzed like Clean and Pestily, and I just Ghost Freak. I went into with a fucking Google Doc that I made that was a quiz, and the best score on this quiz was like a 50%. And I was literally asking, like, if you shoot a hatchling with this bullet, and I had the stats on the screen, how much HP are they going to have? And like, nobody could answer the questions correctly, because even with the numbers, nobody can answer them.
Yeah.
Because if you could see the formula, because I know the formulas, if you could see the formulas, you'd know that knowing the values is useless. Like armor damage. When you see armor damage, if armor damage is 40, what do you think that means?
I have this weird thing in my head, and this is probably stupid, and this probably isn't how it works at all, because I personally, I really just don't give a shit. I'm just like, okay, I've used this ammo before. I know it kills this guy if he's using this armor, but I have this weird thing in my head where it's like, oh, if this bullet does 20 pen, that means it'll go through class 2 armor. Or if it has 40 pen, it'll go through class 4 armor. Like, is that how it works? Like, I'm not even sure.
That's so... if you have the equal like number to class, number divided by 10 or whatever, then it's like an 89 or 90% chance, somewhere between 89 and 91% chance to penetrate. So that means that 1 out of 10 shots is not going to penetrate.
But it's a high enough number that like rule of thumb
effectively
became a thing. Where it's like, if you've got 30 pen, it'll pen class 3 armor. It's
now,
a
what
high
about
enough
50
percent.
50 pen versus class 6? What do you think? Because there's that's the other heuristic that most people know. They know like one class lower and equal.
Mm-hmm.
So the way, and this like as far as I understand, so your ammo will do like some kind of like reduced penalty damage to that armor because it's not rated to pen that armor, but it'll reduce the HP on the armor until it gets to a certain amount of health, and then it'll start penning at full value or some shit. I don't know. I just play the game. I don't know.
No, so for all intents and purposes, if a bullet has infinite pen and 50 damage, and it pens something, it's going to do pretty close to 50 damage. Yeah. If it has let's say 40 pen against class 5, right? There's about a 10% chance it penetrates. So that's the inverse, right? If it's like class or 50 pen versus class 5, it's about 90%. If it's 40 pen versus class 5, it's about 10%. But if it penetrates, it's still going to do pretty close to maximum damage. So all it is it's both way simpler than what you just said, but also not quite. So I'm literally looking at, so for Battle Buddy, I have the equation up for calculate durability damage. Let me tell you how many numbers there are real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there's 14 numbers that are, and it depends on if you penetrate or not, that these values change. There's penetration, armor class, armor damage, destructibility, penetration, the actual damage of the bullet, and there's division, multiplication, rounding, multiplication, division, multiplication, rounding, multiplication. But that's also with like an if pen, do this crazy thing, else do this other thing. So if I tell you it's 50, it's useless to you.
Yeah.
So even if they gave us the numbers, even if they did, it's pointless.
Like, in this game, there is so much bullshit going on with the way bullets work.
Dude.
For the love of God, I would love for them to just make it so that, hey, this bullet does this to this, and it does this much damage if it pens, and remove all this fucking fragmentation chance, pen chance, bullet travel, fucking individual bullets in my magazine loaded here, taking up fucking space in the server and screwing the netcode, and just make it so that this does this, and that's it. And leave it like that for a week and see how the game feels compared to how it is now. With all these other calculations and fucking, because like I feel like half the time when you trade with somebody, it's because the game is like trying to work out the calculations for your bullets bouncing in around this guy's internal organs and coming out his ass, and like how big is the bleed coming out of his balls on the left side, and like I don't know, dude. I can't.
It's because the way that the ballistic system works, and because like I have these fucking calculators that can go and run like 1 million instances just within like 5 seconds, and I can see how it all works. The way that there's all this crazy complex math and multiplication and rounding and all of this stuff, and it all just comes out to being like 1 to 6 shots to kill. So it's like, if that's
what's crazy about it.
If that's what the distribution is, you could just literally say everybody has 100 HP and the bullets do between 15 and 25 damage. Like, you could totally simplify it and have it be 1 to 6 shots to kill, right? But instead they have all this craziness that just makes it. Well, actually, it's not 1 to 6. It's more like 1 shot to kill all the way up to 100, depending on
but 90%
what kind of armor
of the fights end in 1 to 6, right?
Ammo, you know?
Yeah. And that's why, like, and that's what makes it so hard to swallow, is that there's not any like perceived return on that investment of like how complex the system is, because we all end up using the same 7 guns. And because we're all using the same 7 guns, all the edge cases disappear, and every human being you see in Tarkov is between 1 and 6 shots to kill. And so it's like, you know what I mean? We've written miles of code around this system that does nothing.
Nobody knows.
That 99.999% of the time is useless because we're not producing those edge cases. If whether through, I don't know how you would do it, if through the economy or through this or through that, it actually had some perceived impact on the game where you really didn't know how long it was going to take to kill somebody, at least there'd be an argument for it. But it just seems so exactly. It's like you could just replace it with everybody has 100 health, and then all the bullets would do between 15 and 25 damage. And that just means it's still going to be 1 to 6 shots to kill, but we don't have to do the freaking physics. We don't have to figure out the diameter of a black hole to then see how long until you die. It's just like, why? That
was the thesis that I sort of came to after all the research, is that like everything that is meta, if you look at everything, what it does is it reduces the uncertainty.
Yeah.
That's why
something
everything that's
meta.
high pen and like 30% frag chance is like 995 and stuff like that. It's the meta, not because it's necessarily the best, but because it will kill in 3 bullets no matter what. And that's like and Markstrom said it the best about like what makes shooters feel good and perform well and to like feel like you can improve and you can learn is when they're consistent. So if you go in with 1 ammo and you kill and you get 1 tapped, but you hit the guy 3 times, and then you go in another time and you kill a guy in 1 shot, and then the next time it takes 7 bullets, you're just like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. But if you use 995 and you see a hatchling and you 3-shot him in the chest and he dies, and then you 3-shot a dude with wearing Fort armor in Alton, 3 shots to the chest and he dies, because that's effectively all high pen ammo is just means that it's basically always going to penetrate and do the same amount of mediocre damage.
Yeah.
What high damage, low pen stuff is it's going to fucking destroy people who have like low armor, but it's going to, take much longer because it's got to punch through the armor, and then it's going to only take 1 or 2 shots to kill. So
and it's like, and what's crazy is that I totally get, like, I can see how like Nikita and the boys back in 2012, 2013, when they were like conceptualizing Tarkov, they love guns so much. I can see how they got here. But what's crazy about the game is when you hear like even Nikita talk about how he wants the game to be played. A lot of your Tarkov's Not Supposed to Be Fun video where you're pulling clips of him talking about like simulating battle and the feelings of battle. It's crazy because the bullets are like a weird, I don't want to say hill to die on, but it's a weird thing to overcomplicate because we're not playing Time Crisis where your feet are glued to the floor and you're just pointing and clicking. Like movement, position, map knowledge are more important than those things anyway. Like we're talking about how the formulas for ballistics are 9 miles long and then Willers can go 1 to 40 with a TOS. And it's like, well, if meta is 995, how is he going 1 to 40 with a TOS? And it's like, because he knows the maps, he knows how to position and get into a place of advantage, and he knows how to click on your head. And that's how Nikita wants to play the game. You know, he doesn't want there to be metas. He doesn't want people just rushing certain locations. He wants you to move through the map and know what you're doing and know combat. So it's just, it all, like, I look at it all and I don't know what it all adds up to. It's like, this is meta, but if you're good at the game, you don't even need to use meta stuff. And then why is it all so complicated? It's just, it's so weird. You know what I mean?
It's super funny. Like, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, I had this guy come into my chat and he was like, man, every time I take a break from Tarkov, I come back and they just keep making the game harder and harder and harder for solo players. It's like, how the fuck am I supposed to play this game as a solo? Blah, blah, blah. Like, it's supposed to be played by solos and it just keeps making it harder. I was like, actually, I got news for you, buddy. This is a fucking squad-based shooter.
Yeah,
it's never meant to be. Nikita straight up told me, it was like, I'm going to make it harder for you.
Yeah, like there's not supposed to be these fucking streamers out there going in solo killing 5-man squads on their own. Like that's not supposed to be happening.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're also not supposed to be playing the game like Call of Duty right now either. So, you know, it's just, but I don't know. I think it's funny because people seem to have this perception that it's like, oh, fucking squads, you're not playing the game properly, blah, blah. It's like, actually, hang on, they actually are playing the game correctly.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
That's actually how it's intended to be played, like in a squad environment. Like,
yeah. People come in, they see how people play the game now, ignore all of like the previous material, whether it be like trailers, you know, stuff Nikita talking, and then they decide this is how the game's supposed to be. And then any change to the game is like, well, you're ruining the game, when they're like, no, we're making the exact same game we said we were making 4 years ago. You just don't care or don't want that to be the game, which is also fine, but go play a different game then.
Yeah, it is our fault. Like, it's streamers' faults that people have this perception that Tarkov is supposed to be played like COD. Like, because I play it like it's COD most of the time.
Yeah.
But I mean,
but that's not your fault. Because it's one of those things. Like I could give it 120% like of my like attention. I could creep. I can play tactically. I can play slow. And then as soon as somebody just runs out and I'm ready for them, they don't even know I'm there. I'm ready for them. I end up hitting them in their arms and I do no damage. And then they just insta-flick me and I die with some bolt, like, you know, some T45 ammo out of their Vepr or whatever. And it's like, why did I just take 45 minutes to flank this guy silently when I should have just ran at him and held mouse 1?
Yeah.
You know, it's the game's fault. They've just made it so that my success doesn't go up when I play it tactically.
Yeah.
I'm not rewarded for it, you know? I waste my fucking time and I lose money. So
and then you get called a camper.
Yeah.
You know,
oh my god, dude, that kills me. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't happen too often, but like on the odd time I'm in like Shoreline or somewhere else and I hear like multiple footsteps. I'm like, oh, potential 5-man on the way to come see me. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to wait this out. And then I stand still for like 10 seconds listening. You're like, fucking camping pussy,
dude,
fucking
resident sleeper. Yeah.
Why don't you jump out that window and fucking run at them like a man? It's like, yes. Come on, man. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, watch the stream.
Yeah. Because 2 bullets of whatever they have will kill me.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's 5 of them. You know, so, I mean, back in the day in 0.8, I would have done that. Because the time to kill was high enough and there was no face hitbox to where if I had like an AK-74 or like a meta M4 and Fort and Kiver, I could, with my ability to just hold down mouse 1 with a high capacity mag and flick from one to the other as they peek, you know, whatever, I could kill 5 people because it would take 8 or 9 bullets to kill me. But now that it's 1, you literally need to shoot a guy once or twice in the arm and fucking flank around the entire goddamn map to like get behind him you can't take aim duels anymore.
Those are better times, man. I honestly stand by this. I think the game was better when there was no face hitbox because the fights lasted longer and they were way more fun, I think. I don't know.
Dude,
I didn't play back then, so I don't know.
I hate this. Every single fight we get into, it's just one and done, and that's it. And it's so boring. I miss the days where like you'd have an extended firefight with somebody for like 5 minutes. You'd run away, you'd heal like Pepegas, and you'd fight again, and then you'd run away and heal again. And whoever loses the most limbs first loses, or whatever. Because there's no surgery kits. But man, that was so much fun.
I was going through all my old highlights from like 0.7, 0.8, and it was just like even running around through factory. It was so different. Even though I was playing like COD, it was just like today, except it wasn't turn the corner, kill 3 guys in 2 seconds, and it's done. It was shoot a dude, maybe down 1, and then fucking lay the rest of my magazine into 2 guys, but they run, go downstairs, jump around. Like, the fights lasted so long because you could flank, and then if you happen to have been surprised, usually you're like, get shot 3 or 4 times, you could turn around, and if you were able to get a controlled spray on them in a better way in their head for 2 or 3 bullets and they die, even if they're wearing a helmet, like the better player won. It's the reason why like I always talk about this. Mordhau is I don't know if you've ever played Mordhau, but
I've watched it a bit though. I watch Clean play it sometimes.
Dude, it's from of all the games, and I get shit every time I say this, but it's like it's just so demonstrably true. I feel like that it is, of all the games I've played, the most skill-based game I've ever felt in my entire life, because
I can understand that.
It takes 2 to 3 hits to kill, and it's a sword, right? So it's like you got to swing 3 times. It's got to take 3 seconds. It's like, but it's like almost like rock paper scissors, except you have like 200 milliseconds where you can see what the person's doing and like change what your thing is going to be, so you can respond. And if you just are able to see what they're doing and respond, like if I play against Clean, or if I play against people that are better than me, I think the mark of a skill-based game where someone's better than you, they will beat you 99 times out of 100.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like better. The Matrix, where I go to punch and they're already like, nope, grabbing the bullets out of the air, But then when I play people who are 1 skill point less than me, I'm like, I feel like I'm bullying a child playing basketball. Like he's going to shoot, and I'm just like, no, fuck you, bitch! Like just smacking the ball out of his. It's like bullying.
Yeah.
And it's because the time to kill is, 6 or 7 seconds, and you have the ability to commit to something, have them respond, you can respond, they can respond, all in the time you're fucking swinging a sword. Whereas in this game, I'm running, and it's like, okay, there's a doorway here and a doorway across the way in reserve and an open concrete thing. I look left, look right, don't see anything. I guess I'll just run, right? Like the only thing you can do is run, and if you just get tapped, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And it just feels like, sure, it's realistic and sure it's hardcore, but it feels like there's no rebuttal, right? It's like playing, rock, paper, scissors when it's not 2 out of 3. You just feel like we might as well flip the coin, or evens and odds, right?
There's like 2 classic examples of that, and like I just remembered that, like I didn't watch it, but I heard about it because everybody was talking about it for forever. Mordhau, the first Twitch Rivals event, everybody's super try-harding, and then there's that one naked guy with a frying pan
with a pan
fucking shit on everybody.
Really?
Dude, I'm telling you, if I played against Giru, he could. I would not be able to damage him. I'm telling you, he could play.
I didn't know that.
The frying pan is better than some of the things he could use. Like there's a gardening rake. I was talking to Clean about this earlier. We were in a call with some other folks, and was talking about like there's an open world Mordhau mod that they just started working on, and it's there's open world, there's like some survival aspect, but it's really early on. Like there's like almost no mechanics yet. But I'm like, I can just imagine. One of my favorite games ever was fucking Farmville when it was a Facebook game when I was in college. I loved that shit. It was the perfect college game to play because you could like play for 20 minutes and then like you couldn't do anything for 3 hours, but like I had to go to classes. But it was like, imagine like almost like Minecraft where you could just be sitting there farming and this fucking dude would roll up with his armor, and he could be like a shitter, new level 20 or whatever, and he'd come up to you and think he could bully you, and you'd just be wearing no armor and you'd have a rake. And the guy, if that was Clean, he could kill the guy. He wouldn't even get hit once. It would be like fucking Yoda versus me in a sword fight. It just wouldn't even be. It wouldn't even be close. And that's like the beauty of it, where like he's sitting there fucking, farming. doing his gardening, and then he's like, "Oh, you want to fuck? Okay, let's do this." And the other guy's wearing level 3 fucking plate mail, head to toe, with a bastard sword, and the guy with the rake would just embarrass him. Even though it'll take me 9 hits to kill, not me, but you know, even though it'll take the good guy 9 hits to kill, I'm gonna hit you 9 times before you even come close to touching me, and that's like, that is skill, and that's what I love about it. And that, like, when I die, I don't ever feel. Well, there's a few cases where kind of the animations look a little fucky, where someone slows their swing down so much that you go a little early, but then they tap your head and you die, like your head comes off. It's like, okay, well, like inertia is a thing, right? Like he slowed it down, so it didn't seem like it was going to hit me, but otherwise, like, I always feel like I lost and it's my fault and I can get better. Whereas Tarkov, it's just kind of like, nothing I could have done.
Oops.
Yeah, I don't think I can. I don't think at this point I'll ever get like any better at Tarkov. Like, I'll just be good old me.
I've been going downhill.
There's just no sense of progression in the game for me, and I feel like that's what kills it for me, is because I'm not like striving for anything. It's like, I personally, I don't give a shit if I have 100 million rubles or if I have 2 million rubles. Like, I don't care. I'll keep spending
enough to run a raid.
Road out every raid, and then if I'm completely broke, I'll do some dumb shit for a day. I'll do viewer kits or whatever. I'll cop out, and it's just like, I don't know. But then, like, you add a ranking system to Tarkov, and it's fucking even more cheaters, and what's the point? But that's neither here nor there. But
I mean, it's definitely a complex rabbit hole to go down that we've been down many times. It's like I like it's a weird balance between wanting it to be skill based, but I also like RNG. Like, you know what I mean? I like the fact that there's scavs, and you might find scav boss, and I like there's not to say that it's mutually exclusive, right? Some of my favorite moments in Tarkov are when I'm in an extended battle, like however few and far between they are, and then like you in your head know that you can get to this tactical position, you can get to this hard cover, maybe you need to pop a heal, and then a scav shoots at you, and you're forced to, like, your plan, you have to throw it out the window, you're forced to make a decision. Do you kill the scav? Do you rush the guy? Do you try and pop the heal anyway? Like, the little bit of RNG that's in there, like, I love that. But at the same time, like you were saying, TweaK, like, progression really... We talk about progression a lot in Tarkov, and like, raise the level cap, add more quests, add more this and that. But like think about a chess player's progression. It's not level 70. It's just better than yesterday. And there is no progression, that type of progression in Tarkov. You just get to a point. There almost feels like a ceiling, like you're saying, like a soft ceiling, where you're just like, well, I have no feedback on how to get better, when to get better, why to get, like, so we just end up doing us, you know what I mean? But a chess player, like, a grandmaster chess player is scared to death of Johnny, who's 12 and just won this tournament in Alaska, because they're like, holy cow, he won that tournament. I was 14 when I won that tournament. He's 12.
The prodigy.
I gotta keep my stuff sharp, you know what I mean? And so I don't know how that balance unfolds. I don't know what the perfect game is, but I do want there to be RNG, but also skill. You know what I mean?
I know. My solution is the closest that I've ever come. I've been up so many fucking hours sitting here trying to think about it, and it wasn't until we had that conversation, I don't know how many episodes ago, about open world.
Oh yeah.
And so TweaK, did you ever play DayZ?
Funnily enough, I had 10 hours on DayZ up until a couple of months ago. I jumped on it with Pep for a night, and I had a blast. I had so much fun.
How much fun was it? And I get you were playing, so if you're playing with Pep, that's one thing. Although, to me, like, it wouldn't be the same if it didn't have VoIP, because I like to, like, RP and talk to people.
Yeah. We did. We met some people, and it was cool, like, having, like, natural interactions with people and stuff. Like, it was because I've never really done that before. So it was interesting for me, because I don't really experience any games like that anymore. So when I play games on stream, usually it's, mute all. Even in League, in the text chat, like, mute all fucking CS, voice enable 0, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yep. But so we had talked about, I have this proposal that I'm working on that's going to be one of my future videos coming up, where it's basically like how open world Tarkov could be. I have no idea if they could ever do this or whatever, but it's like, the simplest way of thinking about it is Tarkov now, except imagine that the servers aren't like a server with 5 people. It's a server where it runs for 4 hours, that you can come in and out of, and all the loot spawns all at once. There's no like respawning of anything, because in 4 or 5 hours, I mean, that's enough to where if you were to go to customs and shoreline and reserve and factory, like that's 4 or 5 hours of fucking gameplay, you know? But the idea of it being open world and the fact that like DayZ, you would be able to, and the spawns and the extracts are something I'm working on, but just assume that you had a little bit of control, but you couldn't abuse where you spawned. It seems like that is the answer to the question of, if you get killed by a 3-man squad, it might take me 10 minutes to get back there, but they might get bogged down in a fight against scavs or against somebody else. I can actually get a second chance against them, and my loot might still be on the ground, or there might still be something for me to get. The golden pocket watch might be on my corpse, you know, so I could like have a second chance at the quest if I'm new. So just that right there means that if I'm better than you, a random encounter doesn't mean anything. But if I get to fight you 4 times, I'm going to beat you 3 out of those 4 times. You know, so like that makes it so that the RNG spreads itself out if you get more chances, I guess. So that's kind of like the way in which I think it could balance what we want, or what everybody sort of wants, which is, I want it to be skill based, but I also want it to be like random and chaotic like life is. And I want it to be kind of crazy, but at the same time, like, I don't know, I get that some people really legitimately hate the idea of being able to get into the same raid, even though the whole thing is like 4 hours. But you know, if I'm on shoreline and I got to run across you know, customs to get to shoreline or whatever the fuck it is, just to be able to see the 3 bodies that are there and maybe get my loot back, not only does that make it so that squads are still more powerful than solo players, but if they wipe a solo player, pick up the shit, and I killed maybe 1 or 2 of them, then there's probably some gear left there that I'll be able to scrap up, so it's not the end of the world. They could even get rid of insurance, right? So like, well, I don't know, what do you think about like DayZ type servers with Tarkov open world, assuming, let's say, there's 75 players on the whole map on any given server? What do you think about that?
I mean, I love the idea of it, but at this point, I've just basically accepted that I just don't think it's a possibility that will ever happen, due to like limitations of the engine and what. Like, I don't know anything about game development, but I've just seen it from chat, and obviously years of playing the fucking game. Like, it doesn't get that much better every time there's new updates and stuff. I mean, it sounds fucking great. Like, don't get me wrong, I would love that, but I'd also love the idea of them committing some time to making a Tarkov battle royale. I'd also love the idea of putting a fucking battle pass in Tarkov, but you know, everyone's gonna call me a fucking idiot for even saying that. But like, there's so much shit that I have like in my brain that like I would love to see in the game, and I hate having to tell people that like, oh, open world would probably never happen. And if it does happen, it might be in like, you know, 4 years or 5 years or whenever like a DLC gets released, if they are planning on full releasing the game within the next like year and a half or so. But I mean, who knows if that's even going to happen. But I mean, there's so much amazing potential for EFT,
I think,
and it's just a matter of time, and we just need to be patient, I guess, and see what they put out. You know, it's just
you
know,
and me,
it's all there. But
I've seen a lot of your content that you put out. I saw the video you did on the battle pass, which like you were just like, and you were just like, let's just talk about it. And dude, the comments, I mean, my God, I'm sorry for you, but like,
I knew I was going to get flack when I made that in the first place. But like, my biggest mistake was calling it a battle pass. If I called it anything else, no one would have given a fuck. No one would have cared.
Tarkov monthly updates. Everyone would have been like,
It's because the community has this stigma. Their logic is flawless. It's if Call of Duty has it, it's bad.
Or Fortnite.
So like, you should change. Like, it should be Escape from Tarkov, because they both share the standard 26-letter fucking alphabet. So they can't even share that. And that's when I did the preset system, dude, I don't know how many people are like, you want to be able to have not terrible UX and be able to get loading out should be hard, and it should be annoying, and it should be frustrating. No,
dude, it's wild. People will
how about your computer reboots? Every time you die, your computer fucking blue screens.
People will actually defend. People will actually defend things that they also hate and complain about. they'll defend that being in the game if it means that they get to bash on Call of Duty or Fortnite. They'll take any I'll give me a day and I can find someone in the community that would say that desync is better for the game because it makes it less like Call of Duty or Fortnite. Like, dude, I'll find him. He's out there. So but you and I share a lot of those same. Like, I've seen a lot of your content enough to know that we share a lot of the same, like, just because it's in a different game doesn't mean it's bad. Forever ago, Battlestate talked about, like, airdrops as dynamic events, like something would drop and maybe some raiders would spawn around it. And I was so pumped. I was like, oh my God, imagine, like, pulling PvP away from just the two spots on the map. And
it's PUBG.
I couldn't, dude. It's PUBG, dude. What do you mean? It's PUBG.
I couldn't believe. I've never played PUBG. I couldn't believe how many people. Yeah, well, Tarkov was my first PC game, so.
Oh yeah, of course. Sorry, I keep forgetting that. My bad.
So I actually started to get frustrated. I couldn't believe how many people hated that idea because they were like, "Dude, PUBG has airdrops, bro." I was like, and then, PUBG has guns too. Does that? Well,
they tried to pretend. They stood behind the idea that in the lore, Tarkov is a no-fly zone. Yeah. You can go fuck yourself, dude. Officially,
unreal.
Because, oh shit. Okay, I'm someone who's gonna like break the Geneva Convention and do all sorts of war crimes, but fuck no fly zone.
No fly zone.
Might as well be a no gun zone. You know, in a fucking school. There's nobody ever violates that, right? Like, give me a fucking break.
I have a quick question for you guys because a couple of people told me this just on that battle pass thing, right? I didn't know this. But apparently, battle passes are what killed H1Z1 in PUBG. You guys agree? I think that makes absolutely perfect sense. It's not like the games were riddled with cheaters and didn't get regular updates and
I was about
they didn't listen to the community or anything, you know. But I definitely think it was the battle pass. Those two games, yeah, pretty sure.
I was about to say. I thought you were serious for a second. I was like,
didn't even know it had a battle pass. Honestly, I didn't even know PUBG had a battle pass. It died for me at the same time it died for everybody else because both a few other games kind of came out. The battle royale thing kind of just felt played out and was losing steam, and there was fucking cheaters everywhere. That's why I stopped playing PUBG.
Yeah, that's why I stopped playing Apex.
And PUBG, isn't it kind of on the rise again? Like, it's seeing huge numbers again. A lot of people are playing it.
They discontinued the battle pass, dude. It
that was it.
Yeah, they got rid of the battle pass, man. Dude, 1000%, dude.
It's unreal. I can empathize with the fact. I can empathize like 1% with the fact that Tarkov stands so far apart from traditional games, and that people want to preserve that experience. But that's as deep as those people think so often, because I agree. I actually really agree that like a conversation about something when the way of a battle pass would be dope. Me and Veritas have talked before, and I commented, I think it was on your tweet about this, or somebody, I commented on a tweet about how it was you talking about BR and how you just think it would be amazing. And it was, we've talked about this, but that I feel like they've got the building blocks to make the best version of every game, right? Like that Arena really has the potential to just like lean into the COD mechanics, but with Tarkov weapon customization and be great. It has the mechanics to sew all these worlds together, add in VoIP, and you've got the DayZ killer. Just, it's going to be the best open world survivor game ever. You drop it into a BR, dude, I've thought about that. I would play that BR every day. It would be so sick. You just like, all different weapon presets and customizations. You put it on that open world map, or maybe like a smaller version of it, and you've got a
fucking meta HK, like it's meta, dude, all these cool ass guns with all these sick attachments.
Like think about how many loot containers they already have. It's just like, it's ready. It's okay. It's not ready, but I'm saying like they have the building blocks to do it, which I think is what you were saying, and I couldn't agree more.
It'd be so much better. It'd be so much better as a BR.
Yeah.
Because when you die from the bullshit, you get to hit play and you're back in queue.
Yeah.
Right? Which is part of what my video was about, is like, if you die, I want to get back in. It's like when you go, the metaphor I gave was, imagine going to fucking Disney World. You're super excited. You've got 5 hours and you're like, cool, I want to ride the Tower of Terror. And it's a 90-minute wait.
Yeah.
And then like, there's like a 25% chance that it's going to break halfway through and you're just going to get left off.
Back in the line.
Then it's like, you get back in line, right? You spend all day and you get a minute and a half's worth of content, and it's like, cool, wow, I'm glad I spent $700 on Disney tickets. Like, holy fuck. you know. But like, if you could just keep getting on and on and on, imagine how epic. Just think about it from a theme park's perspective. Imagine how epic it would be if you could just ride the roller coaster over and over again until you felt sick. Tarkov has the ability to do that. It's a digital good, right? Yep. There's nothing preventing that from happening, from us riding the roller coaster. I don't want it to be like less rickety or slower. I don't want it to be more comfortable. I still want to do the fucking loop-de-loops until I puke. Yep. I just want to keep doing that because that's the part I'm enjoying. I don't like standing in line.
Yep.
You know,
I hate that I'm bringing up COD again, but I just feel like for a franchise that's been around as long as Call of Duty, they do a lot of shit right. And whether you hate Call of Duty, for most people's reasoning, like no reason. Like you just hate it because it's COD.
It's popular.
I'm a video game hipster, bro. I'm a video game hipster.
I play Tarkov. I don't think you'd fucking understand. I didn't play Call of Duty Fortnite. Fuck off. But like, I was playing it last night with Pep because there was supposed to be a Rivals event on today, and it got cancelled. So we spent like 5 or 6 hours practicing for no fucking reason yesterday. Nice. But anyway, besides the point, I love the weapon progression in COD. And I love the way that, like, you play the multiplayer, you level up your favorite gun, you get your attachments, then you set that as a loadout. And then when you go into the battle royale, you find a loadout container or you buy one and you call it in. You get to use your guns instead of and in the meantime, you're running around, you're looting stuff, you're grabbing random weapons to tide you over until you get your loadout drop. I'm just like, dude, that in Tarkov. Oh my god!
Like in a BR version of Tarkov, right?
Yeah. So like in Tarkov,
that's so epic.
Because I fucking hate the way
epic.
Like I really hate the way the weapon progression is in Tarkov because I think it's super lazy. Now I understand that the way it is now is
there
because
is none.
Yeah, exactly. Like the weapon progression is leveling up your traders, and then you get all these attachments, and then that's your weapon progression. I would love to be like, okay, so I want to level up my AK. I go use my AK for a couple of raids. I get some kills. I get some XP with it. Boom. Oh, because I've used it now, I've unlocked the Bastion rail. Or now I can get the OKP for it. Or I can get a new pistol grip or 60-round mags. And you have to use that gun enough until you're proficient enough with it to where the traders recognize that you are skilled with this weapon. And then you start unlocking more progression for it. And then, you know, whatever.
So part of what I felt with like the weapons is, like right now there's like one build of every fucking gun that's viable. I wish that like and I think I think I have some information that makes me think we're going in this direction. But like all of the attachments and stuff should, imagine there's 100 fucking attachments. There should really only be like 3 tiers or 4 tiers. But if you have 25 attachments that all look totally different, but they all behave mostly the same, then you wouldn't see the same build everywhere. All I come across is the same HK and the same Val, but all these sick ass fucking M4s that you make all operator like and everything, but they behave like shit, so no one uses them.
I am down. Just fucking nerf all the attachments.
100%.
Nerf them all, especially
or buff them all. Whatever. Just make them all the same.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
what I wanted.
I completely agree. That's why people still ask me all the time. You both get it all the time. What's your favorite gun in Tarkov? And I still always go back to the M4 because I have 5 different weapon presets that all look vastly different, that are all like 45 recoil or below. I can use them all proficiently, and they're all vastly different. It's like, you want the FAL, there's a FAL. You know what I mean? It's just like that's, if you want the HK, there's a HK. And so that's
it's feast or famine with the FAL. There is no middle ground with the FAL.
No.
And I did a video on this. It was one of my budget to best videos, and I was building FALs, and I was like, wait a minute. If I build this FAL and make it worse for like a short version, it costs more than the fucking big one.
The meta is so cheap. The meta FAL is it's weird.
The meta FAL is literally cheaper than like most other builds, and none of the other builds, they'll cost you way more money, and none of them stat-wise are better. But they look cooler, or they look.
There's going to be a rebalance. There's going to be a rebalance of attachments.
There has to be.
Sometime soon. But sorry.
I was just gonna say, I love that idea about progressing with weapon platforms individually, because it's so true. If I do a quest, if I shoot 25 scavs with an AK-74U for Punisher 5 and I level him up, well, now I have AS Val attachments, I've got FAL attachments, I've got M4 like, you've got everything. And that would be so much content. Because you'd get to level 45, you know what I mean? And you'd get through everything. You'd get to almost Kappa, probably because of that, using one's weapon profile. And then you're like, dude, I really want to get into M4s. And now you're a higher level guy going kind of back to the basics because you want to get all the M4 attachments. And then you want to get all of these attachments. Then I want to rock SMGs. Like, I like that idea, man.
This was part of the reason why I came up with these ideas. Because I was sitting here and I was thinking, what would make me want to play Tarkov more? Because at the moment, I'm just super burnt out on Tarkov. I've been playing a shitload of League of Legends. I want to play the fuck out of it next season. If the wipe doesn't come out by next season, I'm just going to grind League until it comes out.
Yeah.
But I look at like a weapon progression system for EFT, and then I look at like the battle pass system, whatever, right? Regardless, even if it's free, if it's paid for, whatever the fuck, like just the principle of it. If you like, could you imagine like, okay, I'm going to do my AKs. Okay, I have my AKs maxed out. And then one day you're like, you know what? I'm going to fuck around and I'm going to get that suppressor for the PM pistol today and the big mag for it. And oh shit, maybe I'll do my Glocks today, or maybe I'll do the shrimp. And then you master all the weapons. That is hundreds of hours of content just in leveling those guns up. And you get like a better understanding for those weapons too, when you have to use them from like, you know, the shitty versions, because like that killed 25 scavs on customs. I'm not doing that with a stock AK. I wait until I'm leveled up and I build a fucking turbo juice.
100%.
Yeah, but if now imagine to use it, it's so much more challenging and it's so much more rewarding having done that, you know?
Yeah.
Now imagine if ignoring headshots with high caliber weapons, ignoring that, because I think that's the one case that's like worth talking about. Imagine if every single gun. Imagine a world where everything was simplified to where an MP5 did a fifth of the damage of a fucking AK, but it did 5 times, you know, the fire rate or whatever. So that every single gun, basically, they all feel different, they all act different, they might have different use cases, but they're all equally as viable. If you go head to head against a guy with an AK and you both are, you know, mouse one on each other's chest, you'll trade in a perfect world, right? Like the exact same time to kill. Well, then we would see so many more SMGs and, you know, bolt actions. I want it like a sniper. A sniper should be 1 to 2 shots always. If I hit you in the arms 7 times, that sucks terribly. I hit you center mass from 300 meters away, and it's going to take 7 shots to shoot you in your arm, and you're just fucking zigzagging.
Yeah.
If everything was viable, then we would see so much more variety of builds and attachments and guns and calibers. And that's like, it's the thing that Nikita doesn't want. He doesn't want balancing, but he doesn't want meta. Okay, well then you don't see American soldiers running around with Moses because you know, like, because they're simply not viable. You know, they're not practical for whatever reason. You know,
I hate that SMGs are just in such a shitty spot in the game right now, because SMGs are so fucking fun, dude. They're so fun. But even 7N31 for the 90 rounds you can buy every 2 fucking hours from Rapport, which is so stupid, because it's like, even if that ammo was unlimited, people still wouldn't use it all the time, because it's good, but it's not amazing. Like,
it still takes 3 bullets, so a M80 will kill you every single time faster, and that's the default fucking level 1. But that's also, let me update everybody on me sending the list of ammo to Nikita.
Please, dude.
So my understanding is that he has made the changes and they are going to be in a future update. I sent a list to Nikita of all of so there were kind of like 3 tiers of ammo, right? There's like the top tier ammo, level 2, and then like level 3-ish, where, you know, like 8.56A1 is like tier 3-ish, but still,
and there's
you know,
a limit on it.
Yeah, and like, or FMJ for
MP7.
The MP7, like a bunch of, and BT, those ammos, I basically was like, right now, until they make the million changes that they're planning on making with all of the loot spawns and the traders and everything, right now there's no reason why the second and third tier ammo should have limits that last you 1 or 2 raids.
Yes.
It's just inconvenient because you can go and still buy it. Everybody still pays for the ammo. They just have to go and overpay from people that don't play the game, who just sell it on the flea market, who craft it and sell it and don't play.
That shit, man.
Yep.
So that's going to happen in a future update. A bunch of those ammos will have no limit on them. And then I even advocated raising the limit on most of the other meta ammos, just to at least like 2 raids worth of ammo.
100%.
Yeah.
Because like, if I want to go and I want to build I can't build 5 of the kits I want because 80% of the things have a limit of 4. Some of them have a limit of 3, and then if I build 5 of the same guns, I can only buy 2 raids worth of ammo.
Yeah, you can only buy, and that's what I was going to say. The SMGs, like you were saying, going back to the ammo conversation, if we're using meta ammo, like you were saying, when we factor out the edge cases, everything, I don't want to say armor, I don't want to say ammo is balanced, but I think it's closer to balanced than we think, because if you take out the edge cases, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I actually think that I can kill you with an MP5 SD and a 50-round drum with 7 and 31 as fast as you can kill me with an RPK with BS. Like,
the time to kill is 0.2 seconds for basically everything. If you assume an equal distribution upper body, it's 2.2 seconds is the average
so it's
for like
almost
everything.
Balanced, but SMGs are hard cucked by the ammo limits, because the difference between tier 1 and tier 2 ammo on SMGs in particular is wide, whereas 855A1 and an M4 is gonna shred. You know, BS and an AK, like the M62 or M80 out of like 308 is gonna do really, really good. You know what I mean? So that's why I was saying, like, SMGs get no love because I feel like, and I could be wrong, I feel like they get even harder cucked by the ammo limits. You know what I mean? You can buy 120 855A1 from Peacekeeper, and you can buy 90 from Skier, but you can only buy 90 7 and 31 from Prep War. You have a 3.5 minute window after he resets, and this gun shoots faster. So 90 rounds is effectively 40 rounds. So it's like the SMGs just get so hard cucked by the ammo limits. That's why nobody runs them. But I craft 7 and 31 and I buy it every time until I get an ammo case full, and then I'll run MP5 SDs all day. And I feel balanced. I feel like I can wreck you left and right. But then you have to put the thing down for another week while you get your ammo reserve back up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, the only time that those feel like they fall short is if the one time I decide I've been running into like nothing all day or whatever, the one time I decide to run the MP5, and even if I've got the good shit, that's the time I come across the 4-man squad wearing level 6 shit.
Or
that's like,
you're done.
I can kill them, but with one magazine to like each guy, and then I got to reload and move, and that's all fine. But the same people who tell you that you should be able to easily kill people with the SMGs with the good stuff are the same ones that say you use 855A1 and not 995. Pfft, no wonder you fucking died. And it's like, well, which is it,
dude?
Yeah.
Which is it?
I just want to ask you guys, right? I did an experiment like a month ago where I bought an ammo case full of M995 for like 7 mil or whatever, and then I ran M995 until that ammo case was fucking dry.
Yeah.
I personally can't tell the fucking difference between M995 and M855A1. There is
me either.
There is zero fucking difference.
The only difference, like I can tell you mathematically, the only difference is that rather than two-shotting like level 5 helmet shields and everything like Altons and Killamasks, if you're headshotting people with Altons and Killamasks, it makes a difference.
Yep.
If you are chest shotting people with fort armor or any other level 6 armor, it makes a difference. But that's assuming that you stand toe to toe. You shoot at the exact same time that they shoot,
dude,
and one's using 995, but like otherwise, if they have level 4 armor and have 855A1, and you have level 6 armor and they've got 995, then it's pretty similar. So it really all depends,
dude.
And
100%.
So let me put this by you, because this is the thing. This is the one question that really fucked like everybody up, except for Pestily, because I've like drilled this into him. Imagine looking at your characters like Hellscreen, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know how you have 35 head, 85 thorax, your arms are 60, your legs are, imagine everything is gone except for your thorax and your head, and those are like 80%. So you are fucked up. You've got like, what is that, like 80 HP or something. There's a hatchling, he's the one, he's all fucked up, right? 80 HP, everything else is gone. Imagine you've got 995 and you're shooting at him, he's zigzagging, but all your shots manage to hit him in the arms. How many bullets do you think it would take to kill him?
Oh, so you're basing this off the reduced damage that your limbs take now compared to before when you took... Oh, hang on. Wouldn't it kill him instantly if the round fragments? Because then it hits his chest and his head. Is that how that works?
Assume 995 will fragment 1 out of 3 times.
I only know because I watched the video. I failed this question.
Yeah, all I know is that I have dumped like 20 fucking rounds of M995 into a hatchling, and then I'm mad because he still walks away.
It's 11 to 13 is like the reasonable. It's what you should expect. It will take 11 shots. It could be a little bit less if you get decent rolls on your fragmentation chance, but that right there,
1800 rubles around.
Your expression right there it shows exactly why. Whenever that would happen, every single person would be like, "This fucking game!
I'm using so 995. Yeah,
it's so broken. I'm using the good shit, and I hit the guy, and he had no armor. Must have been overpen or whatever." But if you had 855A1,
the lower damage,
But it's not even that. It's not even that. If you use 855A1, it's probably going to be 9. It's like it's actually just the way that the damage and health system works.
Yeah, at that point, exactly. If all 4 of their limbs are blacked and they just have a head and a thorax, you're much more subject to the way health and damage are determined than you are the damage or pen of the round.
You hit him with a 50 damage bullet. If you hit him with a 50 damage bullet in the arm, they'll take like 3 damage every bullet. Yeah. All the rest of it, because 80
HP.
No, but so that's the thing. Imagine a world where your arm is blacked out, right? So your arm is totally blacked out and everything else is full. It's the same shots to kill as if your arm is blacked out, your other arm is blacked out, your stomach's blacked out, both of your legs are blacked out. It's the same shots to kill. There's no difference.
Yeah.
You'd think after like the thousands of hours I've played of this game, I'd have any fucking clue about this, but I just know
the only way that anybody knows, literally there's 2 people on planet Earth who know, and it's me and No Food After Midnight.
Yeah,
I guarantee Nikita doesn't realize. But the problem is that when you explain stuff like that, they just think like, I saw a video of a cop shooting a guy 27 times. He was on PCP. It's realistic. Yeah. Like that could happen.
It's okay. Everybody who plays Tarkov is taking PCP.
Yeah, exactly.
but everything is realistic, so everything can be explained if
everything
you assume
has
that the
happened,
way if you assume that the way everything works is how it's supposed to work. And if you assume that having a bad time is the end goal, and if you assume that being frustrated is desirable, and you assume not knowing how anything works is the way it should work, Tarkov is the perfect game.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That goes back to what Markstrom said and what you called out earlier. Meta forms, games feel better when they're consistent, and the meta in Tarkov forms in an attempt to seek consistency, which is why you've played 6,000 hours of the game TweaK and didn't know that, because the conventional wisdom is just use the highest pen ammo, shoot for head. And I mean, what you're doing is you're just consistently ignoring those entire systems, right? Because if you're just shooting for the head, you're going to hit
the most
them,
Call of Duty.
Yeah, you're going to hit them in the blacked out leg less times, so you'll experience that less. So we strive to make our own little bit of consistency in the game, and then we just call that meta, and then we just project that as knowledge.
I know, Veritas, you play a lot of Valorant, right? Or do you still play a lot of Valorant?
I have not played in probably over a month, but but it's a phenomenally good. It's good in fucking every way, from netcode to like user experience to informing the players about, and that was. I'll have to send you the link. It's a long video, so it's like one of those things like I don't know that you actually necessarily want to watch it, but I talk about a lot of shit that I think you'd be like, yes. I talk about Valorant and PUBG's replay system and all these different things about how these games they give you the information you need to improve if you want to.
Yeah. Because like I was gonna say to you, like having, if you enjoy Valorant, you probably played CS for years, right?
Yeah. Well, CS:GO.
CS:GO.
I started with Go. But
I don't know about like yourself, but as far as like competitive shooters, like I used to play Rainbow Six a lot back in the day. Like it was like my main game. It was all I fucking played. And in that game, all you did was you shoot for the head, because that is the quickest way to kill somebody. I have spent like basically 20 years of my life only aiming for the head. Same thing in CS, Source, CS:GO, Valorant when I played it a little bit. The only difference being like kind of Quake. Like I used to play a lot of Quake as well, and you know, you'd rocket people's feet, but like if you
but good luck trying to hit the head. You know? Hit my head.
Yeah, you're not hitting the head with a fucking rocket launcher. Well, maybe once every now and again, but like
click on my hand right now, guys. Click on it. Click on it.
But yeah, I just like people say to me, it's like, oh man, why don't you just run MP5s and just shoot people in the legs? It kills them way faster. Because it feels so fucking wrong to do that. But
it's also not good. It's also not good. One of the questions I had is, imagine you have T45 in your AKM. You're a scav, right? And you come across Killa. Where would you shoot him? It's Killa with his normal fucking level 5 kit, helmet, nice, the whole thing, right? He's got his RPK, and you want to kill him as fast as possible. Where are you going to shoot with T45?
I shoot Killa in the legs regardless if I'm running M995 or anything. It'll take fucker in the legs.
It'll take twice as long than if you hit him in the face shield, which is like the high. Everybody says, literally everybody was like, wherever it's going to be, it's not going to be the face shield. The fastest would actually be the back of the head because the helmet is the back.
But or something.
Yeah. But the thing is that like you're not going to pen, but you're going to do a bunch of armor damage. You're not going to pen, but you're going to do a bunch of armor damage. You're not going to pen, but you're going to do a bunch of armor damage. It's going to pen and he's dead. As opposed to you hit him in his leg. So think about it. Your character dies when your chest or your head hits 0, right? So if you imagine shooting at the leg and you see the chest HP bar is going to do this. Clink, clink, clink. Every time you hit, it does this. So it's like 12 shots to kill him in the legs.
Yeah.
I'd much rather try to hit him in the head because you might get lucky with a frag or whatever, but ultimately speaking, it's only going to be 2 or 3 shots, and the bots are stupid enough to mostly stand there. You know, it's not like they're jiggle peeking.
My reasoning for shooting him in the legs, and I know they fixed this somewhat, but you remember back before they fixed this, before you could stun lock him. You can still do that now. It's just a little trickier. What you do is you shoot him in the legs, you get the cover, you wait for him to start running at you, you peek out, you shoot him in the legs, he'll stop, go to shoot you, and if you peek back into cover, he'll start running at you again. He does that like 3 times. I did it in the Rivals tournament. Chat fucking lost their minds. They couldn't fucking believe what they just watched. And I was like, you stun lock him, but like in a different way. I find that if you're going to shoot him in the head, you're kind of committing to like the hard peek or whatever. And I hate doing that with Killa because sometimes he just, cheeky breaky fucking 100%. One taps you and you're dead.
He's got no aim punch. You know what I mean? On himself. I had an MDR the other day and I died. I spawned, I ran right into the mall. I saw Killa. I hit him 13 times with 5.5A1. The hit count's at 13. And just during the, he's just like, and then he just one taps you and you're like,
you got to get back into cover before he slides. If he slides and you're still out, you're fucking dead. You're dead. There's nothing you can do about that.
Him shouldering the rifle, it might as well be like a fucking like uppercut from Ryu in like fucking more like you are just dead because that 100%. Barrel comes up. It's laser tag at that point.
Here's like, Sharon O'Connor singing in the background like that's 100% over. I activated Siri somehow. The fuck, get out of here. Your name's not Sharon.
Siri, order me toilet paper. No, wait, that wouldn't work if you didn't have speakers. Fuck. Well, I just ordered toilet paper for one of our like 1,500 listeners.
Hey Alexa, order me a massive dildo on Amazon Prime. Thank you.
Imagine.
Alexa, cancel that.
Cancel that order. No, it says, would you like to reorder the X?
Dude, I gotta drink bourbon more often on the fucking podcast. I'm like, I'd probably like screaming because that's what happens when I drink. I talk extremely loud. I apologize for probably screaming, but I've got a nice little buzz going.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm looking forward to after this. There's like one good pizza place open. I'm getting a fucking pizza. It's gonna be lit. Like one.
There's 2 feet of snow here, and now I'm about to just order a pizza now. Thanks for that.
Do it, man. Yeah, fucking get it. It's Christmas time. That's the excuse. It's December. It's Christmas time. Eat all the shit food. Order the takeout. We'll deal with the fallout in January or February.
I mean, I've been ordering like McDonald's DoorDash every day for the last year. I'm past the point of shame, my friend.
Yeah. I had lost so much weight there for a while, and in the last month, it's just all back on. I fucking screwed it. All self-control out the window. Nah, it's fine. I'll do it.
You're a tall boy, though. That was the one thing that surprised me when we met. We met a couple of times, but you're way taller than I expected.
Yeah, dude. I don't know why, but like it was one of the first things. Like literally everybody I met for the first time said to me, "It's like, man, you're a tall ass motherfucker." So what do you think? I was a little fucking leprechaun? Like, did you meet my pot of fucking gold?
Did you meet Pestily?
I've never met Pest. No.
Oh my god, bro, dude, that's gonna fuck with you. You're gonna be like, "What's up, dog?"
Oh yeah, I've heard Pest is vertically challenged. I think
He's
is
a little guy. He's a little guy.
Oh my.
I just funny. Wait, you've never met Slush, have you?
No.
I find that funny that I've met Slush before you. I don't know.
You fucker.
He came to Limerick, and when he was doing his tour of Europe.
That's
I
cool.
messaged him and I was like, dude, you should totally come to Limerick. So they like diverted their thing and they came and stayed here for the night. And then we went to go see Metallica in Dublin the next day. It was fucking amazing.
That sounds incredible.
I've only met
awesome.
I met Sigma and I met Pest. Actually, I met a shit ton of people at the last TwitchCon. TwitchCon.
Bro, this was gonna be my year.
Yeah.
I haven't met anyone. I have not.
Just wait, dude.
This was gonna be
TwitchCon,
my year, dude.
It's so much better. I mean, like, you know, it's not the most amazing thing in the world, but it really was fucking awesome. And I will say that TwitchCon as a partner is definitely better than TwitchCon not as a partner. So you've got that going for you.
Because then you don't have the fear of missing out with the partner party and all that other bullshit. And honestly, I know the partner party last time, but I mean, it's the people that make it.
Yeah,
I didn't go. I didn't go because you couldn't get a fucking +1.
Homies.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
that pissed me off because my wife was with me. First of all, I don't even want to get into it, but the first hour of us being there, my wife was gonna go. She was just gonna go to the bathroom, and then I was gonna go over to like Starbucks, and that's where all of a sudden I was like, Sigma. Came across Sigma like randomly. I don't know. She's the first person that I saw that I recognized. Gave her a big hug, and then all of a sudden, like my wife, I get a text message from my wife being like, they kicked me out. They literally were like, if you're not a partner, you gotta go and you gotta stand over by the bathroom. They wouldn't let her like walk over to the Starbucks because she wasn't partnered. I was like,
wait, where was this?
At TwitchCon. She kept getting, she couldn't come in the line to go shop for merch with me. Like this last year sucked.
Jesus Christ.
I did
selling
it. Dude, I did a meet and greet. I was sitting at the table with a line of fans, which still blows my mind that the line was not empty. That people were there like,
Dude,
you guys sure you want to meet me?
Fucking there for me, man. It would be Show and Pep, and
you'd have so many more.
Dude. That's
you'd
it.
have you'd have so many more than you would think, bro. It was fucking unbelievable. Like it was so much fun. But she was like wanted to stand behind the wall where I did the meet and greet, and they were like, you can't come back here. And it was my partner manager gave her his like Twitch employee fucking
what a legend.
Oh, what a freaking
so that she could, because otherwise she's gonna walk around for 90 minutes alone. She's not a gamer.
Yeah.
TwitchCon alone. What the fuck? God.
Jeez.
Man, I don't know about you, but this has kind of been happening to me a little bit recently, and I find it kind of weird because it was only something I ever expected to happen like now and then at cons. But I remember the first time I went to TwitchCon and PAX or whatever, like I never got really recognized. There was like maybe one or two people to be like, oh shit, hey TweaK, what up, man, you know? And then like the last TwitchCon we went to, like it happened like a lot, and it was like a lot for me because I was like, oh my god, there's so many fucking people. I'm like surrounded. I don't know who the fuck any of you guys are. Thank you guys so much. I fucking appreciate you.
I'm Bloodman 420.
Yeah, dude. Man, in the last year, I've been recognized in the city that I live in like 4 or 5 times.
Really?
Oh shit, dude, that's sick. That's awesome.
There was this one time I walked up to there's like a shop on one of the main streets that holds packages for people, and I went up there to get a package, and outside it was a bunch of school kids. So I walk out with the package, and I noticed one kid, he was like staring at me through the window, and I was like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? And then I walk down the road and I go to like a place to get some food before I go home. Show was cooking dinner, so I brought back French fries. So we could have like, you know, nice French fries or whatever with our dinner. And then I'm standing there and I'm just getting my food, and this same group of kids are outside. And then I'm like, what the fuck? And the guy is still looking at me.
Yeah,
to get jumped. Yeah.
Yeah. I get home, and then I get on stream later that day. He comes in like an hour later, and he was like, hey, was that you on the main street? And I was like, were you that fucking weird staring at me for like 20 minutes? And he was like, yeah, that was me. I was like, motherfucker, why don't you just say hi?
That's less creepy. Yeah.
Say hi, dude. It was
like your Brad Pitt.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck,
dude?
But it's
dude,
creepy.
it's so like creepy. It's like cool, humbling. The thing is that like it's a weird dynamic because to some people we are celebrities, which is like a different type of person, a different category. Where when I met like Kit Boga, I was like, Dude, my wife was like, go talk to him. And I'm like, I don't know. You know, but like when I see there was a dude and his sister and his like dad, and his sister came up to me and was like, are you Veritas? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, my little brother's a really big fan. I was like, get him over here. Like, are you fucking kidding me? The kid was so excited. I'm like, trust me, kid, this is way more exciting for me. You're the first person to recognize me. This is way cooler for me than it is for you, dude. Like, get over here. You know, it's such a different dynamic because we don't know how to act as somebody in this weird place that other people put us.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm assuming that it gets to a point where if you're like fucking Jennifer Lawrence, it's probably problematic and gets in the way, right? But like, we're in this nice sweet spot where like, if there was paparazzi, I'd be like, yo, what's up? You know, like, hey, take a picture.
Me, yeah, let's go.
You know me? Oh, fuck. I have the same guy. There's a guy that works at my local Best Buy. He's the only one that knows me in my town. Right when fucking, like, COVID and everything went, I almost said went viral. Fuck me.
Yikes.
Dude. God, that actually works. Right before lockdown and everything, Best Buy was, you could like go order online and then go pick it up. So I like roll up in my Honda, a bright red car with a vanity plate that's extremely like, it's one of those things that it isn't Veritas. It has nothing to do with that, but it's like, you see it once, you'll recognize it around town.
Yep.
Yeah. I know like every fucking vanity plate in my town because there's only so many goddamn cars, right? I pull up, and this was before like everybody was wearing masks, but it was still like, you know, you couldn't go into Best Buy. They were bringing stuff out to you, and it was like, I had a Veritas hoodie on too, which made it even like I couldn't deny it, right? So, the Best Buy employee walks up to my window. I'm in my car, and it's like, he's like, hey, Veritas. And I was like, as I'm handing him my credit card with my fucking name and my credit card number, I'm like, oh, fuck, you know, like, and that was, you know, almost back in April, I think. And then I just went a couple weeks ago and was like looking around for something. I was getting new keyboards. And all of a sudden, I'm wearing a mask. He's wearing a mask. I somehow have my I wear my Veritas hoodie because I've got 30 hoodies and, you know, I just rotate through them. And he's like, hey, what's up, bro? And I'm like, he had a mask on and I had a mask on, so I wanted to be like, did I go to high school with you? Like, who the fuck are you? And then it occurred to me, I'm like, oh shit, it's the Best Buy guy that knows me. But it's like the greatest fucking feeling ever, you know?
He's like, why does that dude always wear his own merch? That's weird.
I know, dude. He's probably like this fucking douchebag. But yeah, that guy makes my day every time I see him because he's the only human being that knows that I'm relevant in any way.
Do you guys want to hear a little embarrassing story of the very first time I got recognized at PAX?
Yes.
Of course.
Did you puke on the kid's shoes or something?
No, way worse. No, it's not that bad.
That was like, what?
I was on the floor. Just as you come down the escalator on the left, there was like the Acer Predator booth or whatever. And I was standing there with Show, and we were waiting for like other people to come off the floor because we were going to go to the bar and get some food or whatever. So this kid walks up to me, and this kid was maybe like, I don't know, 13, 14 years old or something like that. And he's like, hey, are you TweaK? And I was like, yeah, what? Hello, how's it going, buddy? He's like,
yeah, want an autograph?
Yeah, I watch your stream, I watch your YouTube videos, I love your stuff, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, that's awesome, dude. It's like, oh, you're here, you know, you're enjoying the convention. He was like, yeah. I was like, hit up any cool bars because I'm nervous as fuck. And I'm like asking this kid if he's been out drinking in the bars and shit. And then Show just looks at me like, were you fucking dropped on your head as a child? He's a kid.
His mom shuffles him away like, let's go, honey. Let's go, honey.
And then, I was just, we were chatting for like a minute or two, and then he pottered off to his parents or something, I guess. But that was,
I never saw him in chat after that. It was weird.
Yeah, no, never saw the kid again. He never told me what his name was in chat or anything, so I don't know. He could still be here. I have no fucking clue.
That's Bluntman 420, dude. It's Bluntman
420. Yeah. Or Simp King 69.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, we're all banned now. Sorry, guys. My bad.
I can't wait until the first time I meet not a fan, but I guess a Redditor. I don't know. Who knows? But they're going to be like, you Veritas? No. Be like, yeah, what's up? It's going to be like, wham! Just fucking lay me out. Like, oh.
Yeah.
This is the fucking. This is
That'll
what we
never
live
happen, dude. That'll never
Imagine,
happen. I'll
dude.
tell you why. It's because they never fucking leave their basements. Like it's like you'll be fine,
when they see you in person, they recognize that there's like humanity there, and you're not just an avatar on the internet. I bet you there's probably somebody who hates my guts, and most of the time they'd be like, "Are you Veritas?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." They'd be like, I trolled you a bunch, and I'd be like, "What's up? Want a beer?" You know, like we probably would. Yeah. But anybody behind the veil
Keyboard,
of you know, well, I can say whatever I want because I'm safe.
Like
I can say whatever I want. I'm 7'3". I'm a Marine. You piece of shit. Come at me.
Like I don't say this because like, oh, I'm some big fucking muscular hard man or whatever. Like I'm not. I'm unfit as fuck. I'm overweight. Whatever. You know, your average gamer, streamer, whatever. Like. But I think if anybody was to like, you know, threaten me in chat or whatever, I feel like if any of them actually met me in real life, because like I feel like I'm quite big. Like
you're a big boy.
Like, I have like a wide chest kind of thing, and I'm like quite tall.
How tall are you? You're like, gonna give centimeters, aren't you? Fucking god. I'm converting it. Don't worry.
No, 6'1".
Okay, no, you're taller than 6'1". You are taller than 6'1".
Are you sure? I've never actually measured my height.
How many? Oh fuck. Do you know how many centimeters?
I have no idea. No, so
I would have guessed you were like 6'3", because I'm 6 feet.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm actually.
And you.
Christ, I'm
He's like, so I'm way taller than you. It's like,
no,
like,
but like,
how tall were you compared to Batty?
I think Batty and I are actually about the same height or so. I think I might be
Batty's like
6'5".
Batty's got a good 5 or 6 inches on me, I think. I would have guessed you were 6'5".
Okay, Sho is saying that I'm 6'1". I don't know how she knows this because I don't think I've ever. Sho, do you have a measuring tape so we can confirm this?
Measure it. Measure it.
I'll do my dick at the same time too for some extra crispiness, but you know, it's.
Make sure you do balls. You got to do the base to tip, otherwise it doesn't count. Yeah.
So do you like pull your balls back under your gooch and then measure from there to the tip, like to get the extra few inches? You know.
the pro strat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I've had a few people tell me that's how they do it. So
Yep.
yeah, Sho's saying she thinks Batty's a tiny bit taller. But Batty also wears those big like military boots all the time too, with the thick soles and shit. So it's.
I mean, he's also like he's two children in a trench coat standing on top of each other.
Yeah.
I've got a picture of him standing on an escalator, but he's like 3 steps down. So I took a picture, and he's like, he looks really short. And then I photoshopped another picture where I literally cut him out and moved him down. And I had like everybody on Twitter being like, "Oh my god, he's like a man," because I made him look so small. Oh
my god!
And then of course, if there's any pictures, there's got to be a picture somewhere of me and Pestily where it looks like the same thing, but that's just unedited. Like,
yeah.
How tall is Pestily?
I still think like the funniest picture that's ever come out of a convention ever is Jesse. Do you know Cuddy?
Yeah.
Veritas, you obviously know Cuddy. Fucking Wheels. Cuddy met Wheels for the first time.
Oh my god.
And the first fucking thing Cuddy did was just sit in his lap in his wheelchair. And it's the fucking greatest picture just to ever come out of a convention.
God,
dude, Wheels is the best,
favorite.
man. Wheels is the best. We had like a bonding like 90-minute moment where we get completely fucked by like the elevators and like the stairs.
Yeah,
so I literally, we went all the way around the outside of the building through construction area, and it was just, we were just chilling for like ever. And I'm like, nah, dude, I got you. It was, we literally ended up in like some weird construction area. There was like forklifts going by. I'm like, dude, I don't know where the fuck to go. we went all the way around to like the front of the building again, and it was a good time. I'll always fucking remember that. Wheels is a homie.
There was this one time we were trying to leave through the like the accessibility exit or whatever, and we were with Wheels, obviously, and we rolled up to like one lady. Sorry, didn't mean the. God,
all of you rolled up.
We all rolled up. And fucking.
You see me rolling.
And one of the ladies that was standing there, one of the security people that are letting people out, she was like, no, because she obviously didn't see Wheels or whatever. So we were like, oh, and then we rolled by, and she was like, and then the next guy was like, hey, yeah, come here, because he saw her like wave us on, like not let us out. He was like, yeah, you guys come through, go. And the lady's just standing there like yeah, I could just die. I could just die right now, and I'm fine. That's it. Yeah.
Jeez.
Show actually sent me the picture on Discord. One sec.
Please.
I'll put it in the chat for you guys.
I got a Twitter picture
I'll go
somewhere
to
of
one
me
of these
next.
conventions eventually.
Oh, it's actually a picture of a bunch of us together. Oh my god. Holy shit.
Does it include me too? Because we have some pictures together, right?
Yeah, you're there. I don't know why, but it looks like you have a mullet in this picture. But it's T-Man, me,
What the fuck?
Cuddy, Spades, Batty, obviously you, Pep, and Esper.
And someone standing behind me, dude, like 5 feet behind me. They were their head. Oh my god,
dude, y'all ever see Veritas with a mullet? It's good. It's
the memories, man. I feel like we were such children back there, such just unexposed to the life. You know?
Oh fucking A, dude. Oh my god. Am I? Oh, I need this photo.
Yeah, you should be able to just download that, right? I think.
I hacked your mainframe. Don't worry. I'm logged into your Instagram.
Get in there, dude.
Oh, I remember this, dude. Holy shit. Good times.
We were standing there waiting for people to show up because there was a couple of weeks. We all tweeted out that we were doing like a meet thing there, and then like a bunch of people showed up, and we were just fucking chatting and taking pictures, and then we all went to the bar like 20 minutes later or something. I think I don't fucking remember, but
I'll pop it up, chat. Don't worry. We're finishing up soon. Relax.
Relax.
Oh god. Oh, so Batty's like, yeah, he's got like 3 inches on me. You're about basically the same size, although you aren't standing up perfectly straight, but you're also not like slouching either. You're probably like an inch off of what you'd be if you were like doing your I'm being measured.
Oh,
the way that we all
pull
stand
the
normally.
shoulders back. Yep.
It's hard to say because he's also standing forward in the frame too. God damn. I don't know if I have any pictures where I'm side by side with Batty anywhere, but next TwitchCon I'll make it happen. Or next, I don't know, they said PAX might go ahead this year. I don't know if I'm like too in love with the idea of going to PAX, you know,
dude,
amidst
PAX
all this
was
shit.
a fucking snooze fest, bro. I've been to PAX 3 times, and every time I get the 3-day pass, I go one, and it's 30 minutes drive for me.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't it close?
And it's literally not on Saturday. I'm like, I don't feel like driving 30 minutes to go to PAX.
Oh, dude, it's just all about the parties. Like, PAX is just a big drinking session for us. Like, dude,
I've never been to a PAX party. I mean, I'm too close, and I'm too much of a boomer.
The last night we spent at PAX East, like the first time we were there, we were all in like McGreevy's or whatever, because it was the bar that was around the corner, of course, an Irish bar in Boston. Who'd have guessed?
Wait, was that where was I with you or?
Yeah, I think you were there. Yeah, everybody was there. I think on the last night. Like,
was that where they announced? They announced there was something. I remember there was some event. I forget now.
I don't remember, but we were just drinking because it was the closest bar the last day.
Yeah, it could be.
So we're all saying, oh yeah, we'll have a nice quiet last night here and fucking, you know, that'll be that. So Pep and I are the fucking last 3 people to leave the bar. Pep and I go up to the bar to pay the tab. The lady hands us the bill and I just look at it and I go, fuck. Oh. And Pep looks at it and he goes, oh no, fucking like $550.
Was everybody just like, put it on yeah, I'm on TweaK's tab. Yeah, TweaK is...
That was Pep and I, our tab, because I think we just shared the tab or whatever.
What the absolute fuck?
Yeah, we went fucking apeshit. Next morning we get up, in between packing clothes, we're all just running to the bathroom, vomiting, then going back and repacking clothes. Like the worst fucking hangover ever. It was a nightmare, but it was a great night though.
He's a little guy like me, but he's also tall. He's taller than me. He's like 6'3".
He's a skinny lad, but he can put away the pints like no one else, I tell you.
Yeah, because he's...
Yeah. I have an excuse because like I'm a big boy, so I'm like, yeah, you know, he should be able to handle a couple of drinks. But I reckon Pep would probably put me in a coffin first.
But you're also Irish, so I mean that literally gets you how many points right there?
Yeah, quite a few. Like we were out last week with some friends at a bar for the first time in forever. They had all the social distancing and it was safe. People were unmasked and shit. But like we drank like a shitload, and I didn't feel anything, and I haven't drank properly in like a fucking year. So I don't know. Alcohol just apparently doesn't affect me at the moment for whatever reason.
I remember back before I was an age in which I won't disclose, but I remember drinking 12 Miller High Lifes, and like that, I probably felt similar to how I feel now with 3/4 of a glass of fucking bourbon.
Oh, sorry. So you were in college, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because when
I was
blink once if you.
Yes, I was definitely in college.
Okay, enough said.
All right.
I don't know. Like, dude,
I was 21. I was 21 in high school. Okay. I stayed back a lot of years.
Dude, I remember when the idea came about of me like repeating my leaving cert, which is like our final year exams in high school. So you'd be like 18 leaving school. And I remember like a couple of people telling me, because I didn't score that well. I got like 300 points. The max you can get is like 600. I think I got like 320 or 330. I got like none of the courses I wanted. And people were like, yeah, you should just repeat. And I was like, or I could just not.
Yeah. Or
fuck that. No, never. Not a chance am I going back to high school. Holy
no
fuck.
way, dude.
Not if you paid me, bro. No way.
Nope.
Dude, I was high the other day, and I mean, like, metaphorically, not literally, because it's been a long time. But I literally was like looking at college programs, like, yeah, I might just, and then I had to fucking slap myself out of it. Like, what the fuck, dude? What are you looking at? What are you thinking,
dude?
I almost did. Because you know what? You know why? Because it feels like all the time I'm spending on these fucking getting Tarkov videos is basically like a goddamn PhD thesis on game design.
On game design.
I feel like I'm doing homework. I might as well
100%.
Like get a fucking doctorate degree while I'm at it. But like, yeah, I don't feel like paying for it.
We'll just get Nikita to give us all Russian honorary doctorates.
Yeah, honorary.
Quote unquote Tarkov professionals or whatever. And fucking, yeah, I don't know.
If I get a doctorate, I'm hoping the only way I'm going to get a doctorate is if I get an honorary one, which is they just fucking give you one. That's what I'm hoping. I need to, there's going to be some like dean of some college that's just a big Tarkov fan that he's just going to be like, here you go, bro. Like, that's the only chance I've got.
That's what happened to Syndicate.
Really?
He was in college, I think, for game design when his channel like super took off, and his like lead lecturer or whatever said to him, you made it in the gaming industry, you don't need this anymore or whatever. And like he just went off and kept making YouTube videos and shit.
Wow.
And that was that. I don't know where I know that from, because I never watch him. But I must have just seen it in a fucking video or something before, but I just thought that was super cool.
That's crazy.
Because technically, yeah, you're well, we all are, quite big in the gaming industry. Like I fucking hate this word, influencers, fucking whatever. I don't know.
We need to get one of those the graduation caps, but with like the three stripes, the killer
stripes, dude. Oh my god,
I'm gonna get them made. You have past
TwitchCon, everybody that streams Tarkov.
Oh my god!
A big massive group photo of everyone just throwing their hats in the air with the killer graduation caps or whatever.
But I need to have like a clipboard with the ammo quiz, and
my god,
I'm gonna give out the diplomas.
A battle buddy PowerPoint presentation.
You are an honorary battle buddy.
Yep.
I love it.
That's amazing. I'm here for it.
This has been fantastic, but I feel like it's been it's been a couple hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just realized it's 1:30 a.m. now, and I was like, wow, that fucking flew by. Oh, don't worry, dude. This is early in the day for me. It's fine.
Really?
Lately, we've been having these podcasts, and it was like originally we were trying to keep them like 30 to 40 minutes.
We were
and
like,
they ended up being an hour, and then they're like 90. You know what? Fuck it. Like, let's just fucking enjoy it. Like I'm not.
100%.
It would feel so disingenuous if we were like, here's a bunch of information. Okay, we're going sponsors. Okay, bye.
Yep.
Yeah,
exactly. I think we wanted
when we started our little podcast thing, like we wanted to keep it like an hour, 45 minutes or whatever, but like most of them are like an hour and a half plus long.
Yeah.
Just because you're just shit talking and just there's no point in rushing it. Just have fun.
Exactly. And I think that's the thing. I think there's like different types of podcasts. You know what I mean? If it's a podcast that's almost like a lecture, one person is doing something, recounting something, talking about that, then you have to like keep the time sensitive nature of what you're doing so that people can consume it. But then there's podcasts like this where it's like a few people just shooting it, talking and going like moving through subjects. And I feel like that is, at least for us, it was just so much more honest and real when we just kind of did it and let it run its course for like hour and a half. And
Webster's dictionary defines suffrage as the right to vote in political elections. Today we're going to be discussing the right to vote.
The right to vote in political elections.
I was gonna say like it's the best way to do it unless it's in like a political setting where you're like, hey dude, you need to shut the fuck up and let this guy talk now, okay? Or, it's just
exactly. But seriously, thank you so much for taking the time and coming and hanging with us. It was good, man. It was awesome. It's cool. It's always cool for us because we end up talking about similar stuff a lot, but it's always cool to get other people's perspective and to see that a lot of people really feel the same. I think that's always something that like I hope happens is people realize that like just because you catch us maybe in like at the end of one raid and we say one thing when we're frustrated, at the end of the day, a lot of the community agrees on a lot of things, you know what I mean? And agrees on the direction that we want the game to go. So it's fun to kind of explore that with other people, and it's not just us shouting into the wind.
I mean, people forget this too, but like, you know, all of us, you know, all the other streamers, 99% of them probably, like everybody just wants to see the best for the game.
100%.
Everybody loves the game so much that we spend fucking hours putting together ideas for it and like theory crafting shit and talking about it with chat and like passionately talking about it with chat. It's not from a place of we want the game to be like COD, we want the game to be like fucking Fortnite, we want fucking this and that.
It's like going to marriage counseling.
Love the game
because you want to keep the relationship going, so you go to marriage counseling. That's what every fucking video that we make.
And the same thing happens every year when we haven't had a wipe in 8 fucking months or whatever.
Yep.
What's left there to do? Let's talk about some fun shit that could be cool that if they added to the game. And that's it. Because what's there left to do? You know, it's just I don't know. Other than make community highlight videos because I don't have any original content of my own left. So you know, it is what it is, you know.
Listen, everybody that's either here in chat or that's listening to this, go fucking check out TweaK.
Yes.
His YouTube, his Twitch, his fucking Twitter,
and his podcast. He's got a podcast that you do as well.
Oh yeah.
Check out all the things.
Check out all the things. Seriously. So
if you don't, you're banned permanently.
Just everywhere. You're gonna log into Facebook and it's gonna say banned. Go check out TweaK. 100%.
And every time you load into a raid, you're gonna run straight into a cheater. Every fucking raid.
Yep.
Do it.
Yep. But seriously, thank you guys. Thank you, TweaK, again, and thank you everybody that hung out here in this chat and in TweaK chat. I know you're live as well. It's a weekly show, so this will be going live on the YouTube channel and all the Spotify and podcast platforms early next week. We'll be back next Thursday for some more podcasts, and until then, we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Bye.